Witnesses heard popping sounds, then Trump and others on the stage behind him ducked for cover. Take a listen.
If you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Secret Service rushed to the platform, as you saw there, and whisked the former president away. Trump had blood on his face, but he shouted back at supporters and gave them fist bumps before agents put him in the back of an SUV. The Secret Service later confirms Trump is safe. A Trump spokesperson says the former president is fine and being checked out at a medical facility tonight. The Butler County District Attorney says the suspected gunman and a spectator are dead, and another attendee is in serious condition. Former President Trump's presidential campaign confirms he will be attending the GOP convention in Milwaukee next week after surviving what's now being investigated as an assassination attempt. National correspondent Kayla Gaskins joins us from Capitol Hill tonight with what we know about this developing situation.
Donald Trump releasing a statement in the hours after the attack, saying he was shot by a bullet that pierced his upper ear. He also thanked the Secret Service for their action and gave condolences to the rally attendee who died. Trump's campaign confirmed the former president is fine and that he was checked out at a local medical facility. A political rally turned into a crime scene.
This is a big crowd. This is a big, beautiful crowd.
As the former president spoke to his supporters in Butler, Pennsylvania Saturday, gunshots ripped through the air. Donald Trump seen reaching for his ear before dropping to the ground. Secret Service immediately rushing the stage to surround him. Screams heard in the crowd. Go. After a few tense moments, the former president on his feet, blood spattered across his cheek and ear. Trump giving a fist bump as Secret Service whisked him away to the hospital. The Associated Press reporting the shooter is dead, along with one rally attendee. President Biden said he would be speaking to Trump and condemned the violence.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick.
Republican House Majority Leader Steve Scalise was shot in 2017 by a left-wing activist. On Saturday, Scalise writing, "For weeks, Democrat leaders have been fueling ludicrous hysteria that Donald Trump winning re-election would be the end of democracy in America. Clearly, we've seen far-left lunatics act on violent rhetoric in the past. This incendiary rhetoric must stop." We spoke with a Trump supporter who was 6 rows from the stage.
Just a sad day for America. Just a really sad day for America. The vibe was, it was open with prayer. People were united. This is America. This is freedom, regardless of your politics.
This rally was supposed to be a celebratory moment for Trump heading into the GOP convention in Milwaukee that starts Monday. The convention will no doubt have a very different feel with tighter security now on tap in the wake of Saturday's shooting. In Washington, I'm Kayla Gaskins.
Trump made a statement on social media hours after the shooting, saying in part, quote, "I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all of law enforcement for their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend the condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed and also the family of another person that was badly injured." President Biden also made remarks following the shooting, saying there's no place in America for this kind of violence.
But the bottom line is that the Trump rally was a rally that he should have been able to be conducted peacefully without any problem. But the idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate. And everybody must condemn it.
Now, in the wake of this shooting, News Channel 9's Josh Rowe sat down with a local member of Congress to get his reaction on the former president being shot.
Just after former President Trump was shot in Pennsylvania, I talked to Tennessee Congressman Chuck Fleischman about what happened. He was briefed by other high-ranking members of Congress just before we spoke.
This is very personal to me. It's very personal to the country. The gravity of this moment, just to think that in America, this could happen is saddening, is shocking, and I'm just personally devastated.
At the time of our conversation, the Republican National Convention is still scheduled to begin on Monday. Congressman Fleischman planning to go to Milwaukee. I asked the congressman about his concerns about safety there.
We were due to begin our activities tomorrow afternoon. Security is reaching out and telling us, unless we hear different, please come. But friends of mine on the ground in Milwaukee are telling me that the scene there is one of helicopters flying over the entire area, the perimeter.
You can watch this full interview on my Facebook page right now. Josh Rowe, News Channel 9.
In Hamilton County, Mayor Weston Wamp made a statement on X regarding the incident at Trump's campaign event, saying, quote, President Trump showed the country remarkable courage in the face of what appears to be an appalling act of political violence. Pray for him, pray for our country, pray for unity. And U.S. Senator John Ossoff also released a statement saying, quote, I join all Georgians and Americans in condemning this despicable act of violence and pray former President Trump makes a full recovery. I thank the U.S. Secret Service and law enforcement for their swift response. Political violence is never acceptable and can never be tolerated. And Congressman Scott J. Jarley of Tennessee District 4 responded to the shooting, saying in part, quote, political violence is never acceptable, and the threats made time and time again against President Trump over the years have made today's events feel like a formality.